What up, y'all? It's your boy Juggalo972 here, and merry happy new year. It's 2020 right now. It's a bright, beautiful day today, and it couldn't have gotten any better to bring in this new year with Ask Juggalo972. First and foremost, thank you to everybody who sent in all your questions. I cherry-picked a lot of them, the ones that were really interesting to me, though, and the ones that stood out mainly. So thank you for everybody, who sent out your questions for this very first Ask Juggalo972 that I haven't done within a year, come to think of it, though. So, this whole year's been nothing but live streams, nothing but, just, subject videos and maybe some remasters here and there. But I'm hoping, that this year can be a lot more successful, both personally and right here on the Pot of Positivity as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first question comes from Big Skits. And Big Skits asks, mine's a two-part question. What do you think who do you think is very well known in hip-hop artists? Sorry, I'm bored. It's an early morning. Would be great to collaborate with Twiztid and ICP. It would be someone that I haven't never done tracks before. So in other words, he's asking, who would be the best artist to collab with Twiztid and ICP, or artists? Me personally, though, call me crazy, I would love to see Twiztid do a collaboration with Ninja Sex Party, because they're hilarious, that I'm a fan of Danny Sexbang too. And with ICP, I would love to see, I would love to hear, airplane. I would love to hear ICP do a collaboration with either Ritz or Call Me Crazy, a diss battle between Violent J and Gmo Ski. The second question comes from Custom Juggalo, aka Twisted Clown, and he asks, what's your favorite Dark Lotus track? Alright, now my favorite Dark Lotus track, honestly though, it's hard to have a favorite though because I've got so many that I like, but I can name them off, by each album. From Lotus Pod, I love Something, I Hurt Myself, Bad Reputation, Headache, Swarm, I Want to Die, and Juggalo Family. From Black Rain, I love That's Me. That used to be my, when I first started wrestling, that was my entrance theme. Let's see, My First Time, The Walls, let's see, Pass the Axe, and from Opaque Brotherhood, I love In Bloom, Follow the Leader, Can You Keep a Secret, Keep Up, Trapped Inside, and from the deluxe edition, Rejected. And from the Mudwater, Air and Blood, let's see, I do like, oh my god, Debbie in the Dark is really funny, and I don't have a lot from it though, but I think the last one will probably have to be Let It Rain, sadly enough though. But also, out of all the other ones as well, I do like Shock and Awe and Grave Robbers. Now, the next question comes from Gothic Extravaganza. What is the average wingspan velocity of an unladen swallow? An unladen swallow. The average wingspan of an unladen swallow depends on where you actually shoot your jizz, in her eye or in her mouth, though, because if it lands in her eye, then the average velocity of an unladen swallow usually ends in blue balls or a black eye.
All right.
The next question comes from Jay Nuna. What is your passion? This may sound like a typical, I don't have a passion, this and that. My passion in life, honestly, is just trying to be happy. We live in a world now here in America where everybody, is looking to be self-gratified so many times and looking to have, successful done with just very little work. Me personally, though, I just want to be happy in life. That's my passion. And when I'm happy in life, though, I go out and I do so many different things. Matter of fact, I've done 2 things in the past few years that I never would have thought I've ever done. I became a phlebotomy technician, and currently right now I'm also studying to become a pharmacy tech. And really right now is just being successful. And my definition of being happy and successful is having a house, literally having my own pot of positivity that I can own instead of renting. And on top of all that, though, just hopefully, making the pot of positivity that is Juggalo972 maybe even profitable. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to work in life, though, and this has hardly been work, and it's been a lot of fun, and a lot of effort's been a lot of fun, too, and for everybody who appreciates it, though, to me, that's my passion. So, hopefully that answers your question. You know, and if you want to shorten it out too, now that I've said it, maybe make it Juggalo972, you know, a success. So, yep. The next question comes from John Morgan. Which do you prefer, Psychopathic Records or Magic Ninja Entertainment? And do you think M&E will be successful or continue to drop dope ass hits? You know, I'm not gonna sit there and choose sides though, because I'm one of those members of the fam out there, you know, who doesn't let this divide get through. Frankly, I think Twiztid is more Twiztid in general. You know, they're just more talented. ICP, they're more creative, you know, with the way they tell their stories and all that. I'm not saying that Twiztid isn't either, but they're all great for their own reasons. And quite frankly, though, I love Twiztid. You know, I've got more Twiztid than I do ICP, so it should say a lot though. But to sit there and ask me if I prefer Psychopathic or Magic Ninja right now, you know, Magic Ninja is that new kid on the block though. That hangs out with, you know, that pretty much hangs out, you know, with the seniors who graduated beforehand. So, but right now, Magic Ninja's doing good. Is doing a little bit better because they're fresh at the moment. Of course, you know, they are made up, you know, partially with, you know, some of Psychopathic Zone as well. It's almost like, you know, people ask me, what would you want to be, WWE or WCW, or in today's Wednesday Night Wars, AEW or NXT? It's hard to choose, but you know, if you ask me, right now Twiztid's doing some great shit. So Magic Ninja Entertainment is doing really good as far as you know music goes. But to sit there and ask if I have a preference, I can't choose one right now. I've got my own reasons. The next question comes from Journeys, and he asks a very, very important question that depends on the fate of two worlds: Autobots or Decepticons? Dude, Decepticons. Jumpshot17 asks, will you be at the gathering of the Juggalos 2020? No, I won't. Because this year I'm going to be working on a few things in life that I want to get, that I've already mentioned in earlier. Right now, the biggest thing that's on my mind at the moment, though, is not the gathering. It's my wedding. My wedding, my honeymoon back in Japan. And speaking of Japan, by the way, the biggest, the next destination, I've already announced it on one of my live stream and chills. My next Japan trip is going to be to Osaka, Japan. So yes, my wedding and my honeymoon. Also, saving up money to buy a house. So yeah, that's why I won't be at the gathering. Though, and you know, right now the gathering just really isn't on my radar at the moment. Though it has been, you know, for the past few years. But hopefully, you know, someday soon I can go back. And after 2001, you know, and Lord willing, you know, I can just meet up, you know, with the rest of y'all though, because I know there's a lot of y'all that I would love to meet, and plenty that want to meet me as well. So never say never, okay? The next question comes from Mother420 Dirty 7. What's the coolest place you've been to? What's the coolest place you've been to? Japan, dude. Japan, man. Japan has been so awesome, dude. It's the most amazing place in the world, simply because, you know, it's where I got engaged. My family and I, we all went together for the very first time. You know, it's a different world over there. You know, Japan has this, you know, you saw my my vlogs. You know, I don't have to sit there and, you know, repeat everything. But yeah, my vlogs say everything about it, man. It was so much fun. You know, the people were great to each other. You know, it's amazing, you know, how you know, they've got their stuff together, both as people and as a society though. And it makes you, you know, and it also makes you, you know, see exactly, you know, what's missing, you know, back home here in America too. So yeah, Japan is just the best place in the world to me. The next question comes from Thomas Warner. He asks, my question is this: out of the first 6 cards, which is your favorite and why? Obviously mine is the 5th, but I felt my opinion Bazaar was fucking right on with the freshness. Happy New Year. Happy New Year too, Thomas. My favorite, hands down, is the same as yours, the Amazing Juggalo Brothers. And I'll tell you why. I loved the Amazing Juggalo Brothers though, because, you know, looking back on it though, as opposed to, you know, looking at it as a kid, when I was a kid, when it first came out though, to me it was just harder. You know, it was just harder. I loved, you know, how in your face they were. And as I've grown up to really, you know, to listen to all this though, you know, you really start to, you know, grasp just how pissed off they were about the industry at that time. And they did a really good job just sitting there and saying what was on their mind. Sorry, another airplane goes through. And you know, it was really interesting to see, you know, how angry they were. Not to mention, you know, they had Oh Dirty Bastard, they had Snoop Dogg on the Shaggy Show. the first Dark Lotus track was featured on there, and Assassins, that Ghetto Boys cover was pretty badass too. And Nothing's Love is probably one of the best ICP songs ever written too. It's a hell of a way to end the 5th Joker's card, to keep us really anticipating for the 6th. And not only that, but it was also just, a hint, of what what would become the family era. Because Dark Lotus would really start to paint that picture a little bit though. But, it was 1999 going into 2000. And, it was really, really, really interesting to see. And it was really interesting at the time to see what we were going to hear next. And the last question comes from, whoa, dude, it's me. Also, how long did you plan for the proposing in Japan? How long did I wait to propose in Japan? I knew I was going to propose in Japan 3 months before we left, because I pretty much, had my mind made that, Tango himself, I'm going to keep her name kind of private though, but I knew that I was going to propose to her literally, 3 months beforehand though, because literally I knew that I was going to spend the rest of my life with this woman simply because, she was definitely, I've dated a lot, in the past, 15 years. And, to be quite honest, I've done it all except get married and have kids. Even whenever I moved to Indiana, though, that right there, was big enough in itself to really help me grasp, what I felt, what I wanted out of somebody. And at that point, when I was with, that girl that I was with, Bethany, she and I just didn't work out. We were just, two different people at that time. Also, when I moved in with her, with Tango, to be precise, she and I, ended up moving in 4 months after seeing each other. It was literally the wildest thing we'd ever done. And, I knew that I could trust her whenever I knew that she was the first person to know what was wrong without even asking any questions. And the same thing with me. Everything with us just worked, both emotionally, physically, and I knew that I could count on her, even to the day I die, that this is the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And I told her family, I told her mother first on her birthday, and the last person who knew was her dad and her stepmom. My family knew about it, and I kayfabed it for 3 months. Now, how I did it was during breakfast. I proposed to her when we were eating, actually, after we ate breakfast. And after we ate breakfast, though, I literally just said, hey, I got something for you. And then I opened it up, and I showed her the ring that I got her. It was actually a ring that she had been looking at for about a year and a half off of Etsy, and I used that as my engagement ring to her. And I asked her, will you make me miso soup for the rest of our lives? In Japan, when you ask somebody that, though, that's a proposal. Funny thing is, though, they've got another cute way of saying it as well. As like saying, will you wash my underwear for the rest of your life? So yeah, I saved this one for last though, because it's got I really wanted to tell, the story behind it too. And my family was there too. I didn't record it, I just took pictures. My family has those recordings as well. They've got both the recording and they've got, all the pictures, which I'm going to keep to ourselves though, because that was something that I wanted for us to have and no one else. So yeah, it was definitely, really hard to keep that secret for 3 months. But I trusted the right people, and I'm eternally grateful for all of it. So yeah, the first Ask Juggalo972 within a year, actually the most questions that I've done as well. I also wanted to make sure that I featured everybody's questions whenever I did this. I'm recording this on my webcam where I do my live streams, and I really want 2020 to be. I'm scared about 2020 though, because I've got goals that I want to accomplish. Matter of fact, both Tango and I have got goals that we want to accomplish. So, whatever comes next, though, the only thing that I'm ever asking for the rest of the fam is if you want to support, just send us good vibes, send us prayers, though, because we've got a lot that we want to cover, in our lives as well. Even if it takes 2 years, we're going to be leaving here in July to find another place soon, maybe even sooner than. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is this, I've got my pharmacy tech exam, my PTCP to take, and I've got to study, for that. Tango and I, we've trying to pay off a car, and we're going to start looking for a home hopefully soon too. That's, you know, what's on the goal for Juggalo972, and just, you know, me, myself, and I, and Tango. So if there's ever anything that you want to do for the, you know, for us both, though, please just keep us in your prayers and hope for us to be successful as well. Don't pray for us, you know, just to sit there and just sit there to dominate, because trust me, we do. Give us the strength to dominate it so we can do this together. I love every last one of y'all. Much love. Peace. God bless. Be good to each other, and be there for each other from the good times and the bad. Peace.